Hi everyone. So today we're going to be talking about imagery and meaning. So one of the things I want you to think about as you read is the story that you're reading. Is it giving you a picture in your mind? It's kind of like watching TV almost. So let's get started. So close your eyes for a minute. And what image do you see in your mind when I read you this following sentence? Go. A field of bright yellow flowers lay beautifully in front of me. Again, a field of bright yellow flowers lay beautifully in front of me. Okay, open your eyes. Is this the image that came to your mind? Maybe it was sunflowers. That wouldn't surprise me because they're big, bright yellow flowers. All right, how about this one? What image do you see in your mind when you read the following sentence? So take a moment and read this sentence. The big juicy burger with its melted cheese and red tomatoes made my mouth water and my stomach grumble. Okay, so what comes to mind? Does it bring to mind your favorite place to go get a burger? For me, it's In-N-Out or Smash Burger, one of those places. So, does this kind of look like what you may be thinking? I like all of this except the onion part. So for me, that would be a little bit, probably not in my picture. All right. So imagery refers to those mental pictures that you, as a reader, experience when you're reading a story or any kind of literature. So imagery appeals directly to one or more of the five senses. So take a minute and tell me what you think the five senses are. What'd you come up with? So you achieve those imageries through the use of words. So that the list is visual, what you see, auditory, what you hear, kinesthetic, what you feel, so the physical activity, and sometimes what you feel, olfactory, what you smell, and gustatory, that's that gut stuff, but what you taste. So imagery also includes descriptive words. For your sight, things like bright, shadowy, sparkly. Hearing, a rumble, a wail, a whisper. Touch, rugged, warm, sharp. Taste, tangy, sweet, garlicky, oniony. Smell, fragrant, musty, cinnamon. Imagery also includes the figurative language that appeals to the five senses. We did a lot of work with this: similes, metaphors, personification, and onomatopoeia. An example of a visual sentence that includes a description, an imagery: the golden rays of the setting sun reflected upon the clear waters of the lake. You can envision those golden rays. Auditory: the trees rustled as the wind whistled gently through the leaves. Kinesthetic: my toes went numb and a shiver ran through my body as I stepped into the cold river. Olfactory: the stench of rotting garbage overpowered my nostrils when I opened up the bin. How many of you had to take out the trash and you opened the garbage can and it was just horrendous? Gustatory: her mouth watered and her tongue burned as she bit into the sour, peppery mango chow. Here's a poem, The Castaways by Claude McKay. The vivid grass with visible delight, springing triumphant from the pregnant earth. The butterflies and sparrows in brief flight, dancing and chirping for the season's birth. The dandelions and rare daffodils that touch the deep-stirred heart with hands of gold. The thrushes sending forth their joyous trills. Not these did I at first behold. But seated on the benches daubed with green, the castaways of life, a few asleep. Some withered women, desolate and mean, and over all life's shadows dark and deep. Moaning, I turned away from misery. I have the strength to bear, but not to see. So how many types of imagery can you find in this poem? If you want to, pause it for just a moment and take a look at it. Springing triumphant, the grass is popping out of the ground. Pregnant earth, the earth is life and it brings life to everybody. The butterflies and sparrows dancing and chirping. There's a few. Here's another. You're going to be looking for a visual image and 3 examples of kinesthetic images. This is called Getting Well by Ian MacDonald. You can always tell the time for sure when patients who are getting well will soon get up and leave the others here. They do not have that one-way only stare. They seem to see the flowers in the jar. They do not make a boast of getting well. The kindness of the word, it's called. But outside you can see amazing scenes. One time a man ran in the glorious sun and climbed a green tree standing in the yard. To the very top he climbed, rocking in the wind, and turned his face up to the burst of sun. Frolicked on a swaying branch and scrambled down. "I'm not mad," he cried, and swung his mother round and round. So take a minute, pause it, find those kinesthetic images. I'll give you a clue. One of them is frolicked. All right, so this week's assignment is to create a presentation using our uglies as your working from uglies. And here's an example of a presentation. You don't have to use mine, but it is a starting point. I did include a template on my webpage on the assignment for this particular assignment. And so you need to make sure it has your name, get rid of example, and put your class name and anything else you think you might need to include. You can put a picture, you can change the background, you can use different fonts. As long as I can read it, I'm okay. Here's an example. So I included a picture of a rusted helicopter and I said, "The blades beat the wind into submission as it flattened everything on the ground like a pancake." So that's my description. I didn't say the rusted helicopter beat the wind. Now you could, but I was trying to do that without actually using the word rusted helicopter. So there are 6 slides. In the format, you can put the picture at the top, the left, the right, the bottom, and your text on the other side doesn't really matter. As long as you have both your image and your text, you can create your own presentation. I'm good with that. So there are 6 slides. There's the one that I included a picture, so you need to replace it. And you can move these boxes around however you want, or you can create your own. And the very last page is a works cited page. And as you can see, I typed helicopter because that's what the picture is. And then I cut and pasted where I got the helicopter picture from. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, but you have to include imagery in your description. Otherwise, you're not going to get full marks. And then the very last page in the presentation is I created a check sheet. You need to make sure you have your title slide that includes your name and anything else you need to put. 6 image slides with descriptions. You have to have your works cited page with your links. So there should be at least 6 links. And then you need to make sure when you are all finished that you submit it to me in Canvas on the assignment for the uglies presentation. If you have any questions, please make sure you check in with me and let me know. The assignment page has more descriptive information on what you're supposed to be doing, as well as the template. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I look forward to seeing you for our Socratic seminar on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on which day you come. And I will see you guys later.